That intro never gets old. I love that intro. Welcome everyone to season 2, episode 7 of the Knockout. Today we have another one of those very interesting fights. We got speed versus strength. So, I love it. It just depends on where your argument is. Some people say it's better to be faster. Some people say it's better to be stronger. Let's finally see where the argument ends up. So today's guests are returning from season 1. We have Big Will Comics with Bane, and the rookie in the show, FlashPointComics, with Reverse Flash. So welcome, guys, to episode 7 of the Knockout. They said speed versus strength, so I really look forward to this fight. So just a reminder for everyone in the chat, we have one official challenge each for the rule. However each contestant wants to use it is up to them. They have a right to challenge the other person's argument, and then I will, of course, decide the outcome of their argument after it's been made. So, other than that, there is no holds bar, especially since we're dealing with villains. There's really no rules that apply when it comes to villains. So, yep, that's all I have to say. Voting is open in the description. I will get I need to get the link actually set up for that, since I was a little unprepared actually for that. So I forgot about that. I got too much into my discussion with Will before the show. I forgot to do a final preparation. So while after opening statements, I'll get that set up so that way we can get voting. But it's also in the link in the description. So Big Will has elected to go second, if I remember correctly. So that leaves Flashpoint to go first for his opening statement. So take it away whenever you're ready, Flash.
Okay, so in September of 1963, the Reverse Flash made his appearance into the comic book scene. So everyone's like, oh, super speed, not a really cool power. Well, the thing is, super speed also came with time travel and came with the Speed Force later on. And the Reverse Flash is one of the most knowledgeable people of the Speed Force, so he doesn't need to have strength. Bane will never be able to put a hand on him. So there's Reverse Flash a little bit right there, and now let's see what Bane can bring to the table.
Short and simple and to the point. All right, Bane, you are up.
Yeah, I don't have the first appearance of Bane to whoop out like some people do, but it was Vengeance of Bane #1. He actually had his own title, He's That Special, when he first appeared in the early 90s. And he has been amazing ever since. He has this thing called Venom that injected into him gives him great strength. But that is just an additive to make him even more dangerous than what he already is. This is not speed versus strength. This is Bane's intelligence versus the Reverse Flash's arrogance. Don't forget that even Ra's al Ghul said that Bane is one of the most intelligent people he has ever met. It was his mind that got him to the point where he could break the bat, and then his strength allowed him to actually physically break the bat, but he did so mentally as well. Bane does not need his strength. His strength is just a supplement to his mind. So he was already beaten Reverse Flash. We have just yet to actually see it happen.
Very, very cool. So, all right. Very interesting argument. So, in fact, you kind of took it out of my... I'll start things off here really quick and send you guys into your little free-for-all here. Because I thought, and this is how I would argue, that it does come down to speed versus strength and all that. So how exactly is Bane supposed to catch up to Reverse Flash? After all, you say if he is as unruly here says or not, someone else said it, but yeah, that the best part of Bane's intelligence and all that, like I said, he beat the bat. So how are you going to beat somebody who can literally run circles around you without blinking an eye? So.
Well, real quick here, just to mention, if you don't remember, I can't remember if it was Batman Rebirth or Flash Rebirth. No, it was Flash Rebirth. The button, Reverse Flash also beat the snot out of Batman, and it was only because of plot armor that he turns around for a second so that Batman can, hit him. That was only plot armor. So Eobard Thawne has also beaten up Bruce Wayne. So we can't really, they both have done it.
Okay.
Well, Yeah, but I mean, he also can just speed in without Batman seeing him. Batman's just a regular guy with no superpowers, and he can speed punch him to death. So yeah, he can beat Batman, but Bane beat him at his own game. Bane brought the world down around him, and then went in and broke his back, literally. But yeah. So how would Bane defeat the Reverse Flash? Well, he would first off, he wouldn't have to keep up with him. He would find a way to slow him down, make him stop and think. Then he grabs him. Once Bane grabs him, his knee's shattered, his arm's broken. He can't use it anymore. Or he would make something to where he's coming at Bane, and the oil slick makes it to where he trips and falls. He would find a way to slow him down or have a barrier or something to stop him just long enough to get that arm in, get that leg in, get that fist in to take him down. Bane would use his mind to defeat him and then use the strength just to crush him into dust.
See, but the thing with Eobard Thawne is not only is he a speedster, he's also of genius level intellect from the 26th century. So speedsters can vibrate. So just because Bane grabs him, all Eobard has to do is just vibrate out of his hand. It's not as simple as just capturing him.
He has to be conscious for that to happen, though.
Again, Bane's got to be fast enough to get him, or be, because Eobard can slow down time enough to be able to dodge whatever Bane's going to throw at him. So he can they've slowed down the bullets at a stopping point. So you think Eobard Thawne isn't going to be smart enough to stop it, to stop time enough to look at an oil slick or something that's going to catch him?
Well, that was just an example. Bane has vast array of things at his disposal, and henchmen and other things, and people that will do work for him. He will find a way to slow him down. He will probably have thought he's won, think Bane's going to come behind, stop that, and then whoops, there's the third area he didn't think about, but Bane did.
Yeah.
Bane is the one in the comics that basically became the ruler of Gotham, because he's Bane. Yeah, he's big and strong, but his mind can cut down anyone. And Reverse Flash is a genius, but only really concerning the Speed Force. He's not just an in general super genius, where Bane has this intelligence of leaders in the fields of multiple disciplines.
Well, see, but we can't. So we're talking about Bane versus Reverse Flash. So there's no henchman. It is one-on-one, no henchman, no nothing. So if there's no henchman involved, like I'm saying, and so even if Bane set up a million traps in a building to slow him down, he is too fast to the point he is the third fastest speedster. He'll deactivate all the traps before even have any of them activate. He doesn't need to be strong, because realistically, this is where I expect you to challenge. All he has to do is go back in time and kill Bane as a child. There we go. No more Bane.
All right. I just want to inject this one little thing here. Like I said, I'm not here to argue for each person, not here to take sides. But wouldn't the genius of Eobard Thawne, Reverse Flash in the future be a little bit, depending on how Bane fights, confused or not confused, but slowed down, tripped up by coming back to the past? Because I asked my son to deal with something, technology that's been 30 years older than him. It's like going, how do we deal with, we're used to advanced phones like this. If you give my son a rotary phone, how he's not going to know how to make a phone call, unless you explain it. It's like,
first off, that's a great background on your phone.
well, thanks.
But no, I don't think that would be a hindrance to the Reverse Flash, because he's old enough to understand things. Your son's probably not old enough to understand the concept of the rotary phone and how that would work. But what makes you think that Reverse Flash is just going to know all the traps, all the tricks?
Well, he's not going to know.
The point is for them to be hidden. And he is so arrogant, he's going to make a mistake. That's why Flash always beats him. It's not because the Flash is superior in power. It's because he always makes a mistake. He always gets that arrogance. Bane is many things. Arrogant is not one of them.
To respond to Tim, down there, the comic collector, that's called Flashpoint. He had his own little world there at the end there.
Yeah.
Anyone can have a city. Do you have a time period named after you?
And I just want to say, I think I'll use my challenge to say no time travel, because if you have to resort to time travel, then that means I beat you.
All right, so we'll do a quick little summary then here for you then. So Big Will is offered a challenge. So since you challenged Big Will, you have the first here. So just sum it up again. What's your exact challenge for why time travel is not allowed?
Well, time travel shouldn't be allowed because, Reverse Flash was first, person to see what happens in Flashpoint. So just because he does that to Bane, he could be dead for all he knows. I mean, you don't know what's going to happen. Besides, like I said, if he has to resort to that, then by default, you've admitted that Bane would have won and that he's scared of Bane. So I don't think you really can use time travel because A, it might hurt yourself. You don't know what it's going to do. And B, that means you're admitting defeat already, and I've already won.
Okay. Flash, what your defense?
So the thing is time travel should be allowed because it's an essential part of who the Reverse Flash is, because the Reverse Flash is a paradox. So even if Bane somehow managed to kill Eobard Thawne, there's always an Eobard Thawne in the time stream, so he's never really dead. So you can't really end up actually beating him because another one will take his place.
Can I ask for clarification?
Okay.
That's a good point. Are we fighting to the death or just defeat? Because defeating Eobard once, it would be irrelevant if there's more of him.
It's however the villains end up fighting. Heroes wouldn't kill, villains might. Like I said, you claim Bane is smart, intelligent, so he might.
Well, Bane is intelligent enough to already know that, so he would know killing him wouldn't work. But
he
would just need to beat him and get away.
Yeah.
Well, see, but that's not the truth, though, is because the only person to know that Eobard Thawne is a paradox is Flash, or the Flash family. Sorry, because I think in continuity there is no other villain or hero. Well, I guess it's implied that Batman knows because Barry told Batman, but I'm saying.
Bane doesn't normally fight Reverse Flash either. I mean, if he would probably be able to figure it out, because if you remember, just simply by deducing, Bane was able to figure out Batman's identity.
All right, so I'm ready to make up the decision for the challenge. I do recognize Flash's argument that's an essential point of the character, and I do recognize it's very legitimate. You can't take away. So you can't take away a key part of someone's on that level. But Big Will, you did make the argument about changing. I don't agree with the whole running away from the fight, because sometimes you withdraw as a means to victory later on. So I'm not accepting that particular argument. But I do like and do understand the whole argument that you do not know what happens when you change, when you do change, that, we've seen in the Flash TV show or the Flashpoint storyline, that the New 52 came about as, something stopping, reversing something, trying to put it back. You can break a teacup in half, you can glue it back together, but the crack is still there. The crack is still there. You can't make it whole again. So, Flashpoint, you argue that he's technically part of the time stream, so he's always there. So I will side with Will on this point that time travel cannot be included in this fight, because Reverse Flash is going to be there anyway because he's in all timelines and all that, and B, not that running away doesn't count, but the fact that if Reverse Flash changes the wrong thing, that it's possible that this matchup is not occurring, and this whole point is Bane versus Reverse Flash. If something's done they're not fighting, then there's no reason to vote. So Big Will wins this, that time travel is not allowed. So continue. So
Reverse Flash doesn't even need time travel, because what continuity of Bane are we going with in terms of the Venom? Because if he decided to use it, are we doing like the old school style Bane, or with the tanks on his back, with the hoses? Like, what are we doing there? Because if that's the case, Reverse Flash is fast enough to rip him out. There goes Bane without poison, and then fast enough to beat him up before anything else happens.
Well, I would say I'm going with the standard Bane, which means he's been off the Venom for a while. But I mean, the Flash, Reverse Flash, either one don't have strength. I mean, they can heal really fast, but even Bane is a regular human that's just built like a brick house. He can still cause damage. And I would also like to argue the point that even if Reverse Flash, say, does a phase through in his shoulder or something to try and maybe get to his heart or break his neck, all Bane needs is a second, and he'd be able to withstand that pain and snap. So I still think this is an odd combination, we got to admit. No one really thinks of putting Bane with Reverse Flash. And while Reverse Flash, you must admit he has the power to defeat Bane. You cannot argue that he does not have the power to defeat Bane. But you can argue that he does have the arrogance. He does have the, I want to tell you how glorious I am. Bane doesn't have that problem. So I still think he's going to make a mistake, and Bane will be, however narrow, the victor.
See, the thing, though, is that I disagree with that. I will agree that he's arrogant when it comes to Barry Allen, because the whole point of Reverse Flash is to ruin Barry Allen's life. So I do not think that arrogance is going to carry over if he's fighting Bane. Because if you watch, I can't remember what movie it was when he was had the whole, I can't even remember the bullet hole in his head, and he's basically vibrating to keep himself alive, and with the Suicide Squad, and he was not arrogant whatsoever during that. He did what he had to do. I think the whole arrogance scheme comes from he is trying to ruin Barry Allen's life. So he's very arrogant when it comes to Barry, because realistically, his whole shtick is, I'm going to try and kill Wally. I'm going to kill, do X and Y to ruin.
I remember that show. It was I think Suicide Squad, Hell on Earth, or something like that. It was a movie. And I would argue that there was arrogance there, because, he was vibrating to save himself, and he was trying to get the get out of jail free card from hell. Yeah. And if you notice, he had a group of people, so he didn't do it by himself. He had henchmen, and he also was very arrogant to them, saying that he knows better, saying that he's better than they are. And how can you not say there's arrogance when he is trying to get these people to help him get out of hell, and he has no regard for them? There's only one card.
Yeah, I think arrogance comes with the supervillain starter kit.
Yeah, no, I agree, but I think it's not as bad though as when he's talking like as a general character. I think it's a lot worse when he's dealing with Barry Allen. I think because there have been times, if you watch like the Batman animated show, when Bane does team ups and Bane's the central character, Bane's the same way. I can't remember, it was the 90s Batman show where they weren't doing something Bane liked, and they can't remember who he threw through a wall, but he did. I think that's just a super villain thing. Like, he said, is just one of those things where
I also think we should probably, both of us shouldn't mention the DCAU. We need to keep it comics. Because, but if we do that, then I could go to, Batman and Robin movie, where Bane's just roar, and that was it.
Oh, yeah, that's very true.
I guess too bad that you use your one challenge on that. So if Flash wants to go there, it's
well, I'm saying we both probably shouldn't.
No, that's fair. No, I agree with you there. So no challenge. Okay, no, that's a fair statement. I just think an overall raw power, because when you think of, exactly. Like, all he has to do is run fast, because I guess the question is are we gonna know? Is Reverse Flash gonna know him and Bane are gonna be having problems? Because if it's something that is, because if it's something that's preemptive, all run fast, and he could just stab Bane in the heart a few times and run away.
I would agree with that. We got to put Matt in the hot seat on this one. Is Matt? We need more context in these, because if Bane knows ahead of time and Reverse Flash doesn't, Bane will win. If Reverse Flash knows ahead of time and Bane doesn't, Reverse Flash will win. If they both know ahead of time, Reverse Flash just gets a good running start from about 30 miles away. Yeah. Bane's toast. But if they're starting right here, that's what I'm kind of arguing.
Honestly, I'm not sure exactly because other shows I've seen like there's one podcast Who Would Win, whatever, where their requirements is it's a totally random encounter and all that. So I don't know exactly. I mean, if this is like who's going to control Gotham in a sense, they might be playing it out. If they think my biggest rival is this guy, they're obviously going to each be planning it out. Now,
well, that wouldn't work then because Reverse Flash is Star City or just wherever the Flash is.
okay.
Bane almost never has to deal with him.
Well, if you're taking over the states then or whatever, but I don't know. So it's honestly it's whoever. Now I'm for the sake of this, it's whoever. Unless you want to, we do this for a future fight or whatever. It's basically who has the best argument, who would win, and all that. So it's your job to convince them that if it's that this is a totally random matchup, and that I don't like you, or if it's going to be planned up where Bane's going to try and do him in, then he would be smart enough to realize that he needs to make Reverse Flash come to him. So,
yeah.
Well, and even if though the thing is that Reverse Flash is so fast, he can make tornadoes with his hands. So even if just because Bane grabbed him doesn't mean that he reacts within milliseconds. So even if Bane gets his hand on him, he's just going to blow.
Let's be honest. We're trying to argue here, and I think I'm doing a pretty decent job with Bane, but Bane's Jessica Jones and the Flash is like the Incredible Hulk. Guess who wins? I mean, if we're really talking here, so we really need some context, because if they both just meet up in this abandoned factory or something and they have to fight, I think Bane will last a little while, but Reverse Flash is going to win because Bane needs some prep time to be able to use that mind of his.
Does Bane always have henchmen with him?
No, not always.
But would you say greater than or less than 50%? Would he have henchmen with him?
I'd say it's about half the time because, I mean...
Well, let's go with the fact then that Bane has henchmen with him. Reverse Flash comes running into the warehouse. Bane realizes how much of a threat he is and sacrifices his henchmen, slowing, whatever down, but he succeeds in getting away. Now they're both aware of each other, and it's whatever they want to do and go. We'll settle there.
Okay, well, I mean, if Reverse Flash... The question would then be, would Reverse Flash know where Bane is heading? If he doesn't know where Bane's going, then Bane has a chance to prepare. But if he does, then he'll be there in like 0.0145 seconds, and Bane doesn't have a heart anymore because he's faced through it. I mean,
it is what it is. Like I said, it's your guys' job to argue it, and that's why I like sitting in the host chair. Now I get to wiggle my toe in the water, but not have to try and swim.
Flashpoint would agree or disagree if Reverse Flash has no knowledge of Bane, but Bane knows this fight is coming up. Bane has a very good chance of defeating him. But if the Reverse Flash has any inkling, Bane's probably not going to make it.
I'll be honest. So if this was like prep time, like if Bane had prep time, I will be, because you know what, Bane is of genius level intellect, that I could believe that Bane would have a good chance of winning. I would say a 50-50 chance of winning, because the Reverse Flash has such control over the Speed Force, and up until recently more so than any other speedster has. He made his own negative Speed Force. That's he knows the Speed Force in and out, that I feel like he would be able to control the situation a little bit better. And I think that he might be stunned and surprised by what Bane has done. But I feel like in the end, though, he would still take the win. But if Reverse Flash has stumbled upon him and Bane had planned killing him, and Eobard Thawne had no idea or didn't have any idea of what was going on, then Bane would win, no doubt. If Reverse Flash had no idea of what was going to happen.
Yeah. So I guess it goes to the chat on which scenario do you want to vote for? I mean, that would determine the winner, because I think the intelligence versus arrogance is very good, but there's a certain point where it doesn't matter how intelligent you are. If someone is so fast you can't even see them, hear them, smell them.
Yeah. All right. Since it sounds like we're getting ready to wrap it up. Is that, sounds like for both of you. So, everyone, go ahead and go down here to the straw poll, and I've been dropping the link and all that. You guys can vote on who wins. You both are free to vote for yourselves, obviously, or not at all. So
I will vote for myself if Flash, if you want to get on, vote for you.
Yeah, more smack talk apparently. Unruly demands more smack talk. But yeah, so unless you guys have anything else you want to add, we go ahead and go into closing arguments.
I don't. Do you?
No.
All right, so Flashpoint, you get the opening closing argument again, and everyone, don't forget to vote. So here you go, Flash, take her away.
Okay, so again, September of 1963 brought the Yellow Flash. And I mean, throughout the years, he's only gotten faster, as of all the Flash family has. So, while I don't think I've ever met you, Big Will, like you did. I mean, your arrogance point, I've never thought of it and never thought of that as a perspective of the character. I think that's a really great point, and I know I shouldn't be complimenting you in my closing statement, but I'm going to, because that's a new perspective of a character, one of my favorite characters for me. But I think no matter what happens there with Reverse Flash's ability to slow down time to milliseconds, I think he will still be able to react to whatever Bane has planned, unless Bane has a way to gain super speed and be as fast as Reverse Flash. I think that was the only true way that Bane will completely take victory, and I don't see that happening because you have to be a speedster to be able to handle that speed.
Cool. All right, Big Will, your turn.
I will compliment you for picking the Reverse Flash. I picked Bane, and I didn't realize he was going up against the Reverse Flash, so I kept with who I picked, and I'm here. And I can think of a few good scenarios where Bane would come out the victor, but in most, I have to admit, he probably wouldn't win because, I mean, the power levels there are like lopsided. I mean, yeah, Bane is super smart, probably smarter than the Reverse Flash, but he's still basically just a ripped human. I mean, he doesn't even use Venom, depending on the continuity you go with. He's not even using Venom anymore, so he's just at the peak that a human can be. And while that's great, I mean, what can you do? And I also voted for myself, and as of my voting for myself, I am so far the only vote for myself. So I don't think this is going to go my way again. But yeah, great points, great strategy. Nice try with the time travel.
Awesome. Yeah. Great arguments. Yeah. So everyone, make sure to vote out there. That maybe we can have a come from behind, possibly. We'll have to find out and see. But yeah. But as far as the whole matchup thing, that's what the beauty of it has. The first season, I picked the matchups, and they were relatively even in the first matchup. But then when things matched up and all that, it was kind of unfair or thing on there. So the whole idea for season 2 was that all the characters were picked out by the contestants beforehand out of a list, and then we randomized it. So you could end up with Superman versus, Bane in the first spot, and that was just the luck of the draw. You had to figure out a way to win against Superman. So that's why when you guys got matched up, Bane versus Reverse Flash, it was all, completely live when we did the show. So that way I had no hand in picking the rounds. So if, Reverse Flash wins because people valued speed over strength, that's just how it ended up being. So everyone, please, like I said, if you haven't voted yet, a few more minutes, we get a vote here, and then we will finalize by sharing the tally for who wins and who moves on to round 2.
Maybe in season 3 it'll be categorized. All the speed characters versus then you have all the strength characters, maybe all the demonic characters or all the space level characters.
I will definitely take it into advisement. Like I said, one of the reasons why is if I made it large enough, then I could make it, but I didn't want a 2-year season. I wanted to make and all that. So that's why I liked it how I had 8 people on it, or 8 episodes basically. So on each side beginning. So
I just thought of an idea, but I'll tell you when we're off air. I have to see how much I lost by. There's an inkling of hope, but I'm pretty sure who won this.
Well, I mean, I just want to say, man, like you did. I mean, honestly, I was not prepared for your arguments. I will be completely honest, and like I said, I think you did. I mean, I liked your arguments. Like you're very convincing because I was just like, and I'm glad you challenged the time travel. I was expecting you to. That's why I said that first, was because I knew it was just like in the future ones. I know that's going to be the first thing they try. They say they're going to challenge is because realistically, Reverse Flash is never going to care. If he kills who he's after to kill, he's not going to care what he does in the timeline.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's one of the things. So whoever wins this matchup will go up against either Life with 2 YouTubers or Rob Worst and all that. But then, so if you can win your next matchup, so obviously this is one of your possible contenders here.
So who is the winner?
All right, so let's go then. Let me share the screen. So yep, share screen. Let's go. Where is it? Here we go. All right, let me make sure I line up here for it. Yep. All right. So drum roll, please. I'm not voting. I'm wanting results. And it is Reverse Flash with 8 votes and Bane with Will supporting himself. So,
have you ever had it so lopsided?
Me. All right. Batman Beyond versus Batman.
Who won?
No one had any love for Batman Beyond. It was a complete unanimous screw you.
Maybe it was the arguments. I don't know, but that seems like a much better mashup than Reverse Flash and Bane.
Yeah, so when I saw that score, I didn't get a single vote, so I went back and voted for myself just so I could have one damn vote.
Well, I hate you all.
Yeah, so one of the things I thought about possibly in the future was maybe I should I think maybe someone mentioned it, maybe having a possible, but I just don't know how to work it in. Possible a loser's bracket from round 1, winning round, maybe a battle royale kind of a thing, and then winning a bonus slot back into the fight. Like a second chance kind of a thing. But I don't know how to work that, so don't know what I was gonna do. So yeah, it was definitely some good arguments here. So I definitely thought I think you might have convinced me that Bane would have won until you started publicly doubting yourself, and then it was like going, maybe I should.
Well, there's only a certain point that I can go, and then I'm arrogant as the Reverse Flash. Because,
No, but at least for the first 60% of the debate, I was leaning more towards you and Bane just because of how I would have voted if I had been in the audience. So, but I do thank you for being able to show exactly how, because like I said, I've had a couple of challenges before, but this is the first time it went exactly how I imagined it when I came up with the scenario. I was just a little bit like we were working out the kinks before. So I do thank you for offering one challenge here, enabling me to carry out the role I had imagined it being. So it was a lot of fun. So before we go ahead and sign off, I will let each of you talk and shout out your channels, anything new coming up here. So let's go with Big Will, since he gets to go first, since he didn't win.
Since I had only one vote, and it was
me. So shout you out. So
all right, just FYI, I personally like Bane better. That's why I picked him out of the list. And I will have a video I already recorded it, and I'll be putting it out later tonight. It'll be on one thing I'm doing with my tax return. I'm going to show you what I'm planning, and I'll be doing other videos at some point.
Awesome.
I'll see you at D&D tomorrow, I think. We might be skipping this week. I don't know. I forget. Who knows?
All right, Flash, you got anything coming up on your channel?
I have a 100-book CGC submission. I'm waiting for my recording stuff to do that, and then I will. That's it.
Awesome. Well, sounds you submit a lot more than I do. I do like 6 books at a time at most, kind of a thing. So, like nothing too new, nothing really going on with my channel the way I have it coming out here. I do have one big book from my 2021 wish list coming up. Will knows the book. We were discussing about it earlier, but he's sworn to secrecy just because I was excited. I had to share it with somebody. So, other than that, nothing too much going on my channel. I am currently hosting my Drive to 1,000 subscriber challenge. Link I don't think the link's in this description, but if you go to any of my other videos in the past here, I have a link to that channel. To our once I hit 1,000 subscribers, I will be giving away this book.
John, you're late.
Yeah, John, I'm pretty sure Will could have used your vote.
Yeah, John, I need you to go to the voting poll. It's already over with, but it'll make me feel better if you vote for Bane. Just go do that. Yeah.
So once I hit 1,000 subscribers, I will be giving away this book, and it's really simple. All you have to do to enter it is simply be a subscriber to my channel, like the video where I describe the giveaway, and simply do the hashtag Drive to 1,000 in the comments of the actual video, and that's it. So if you guys make live streams like this one currently at the very beginning, and you make a live stream or a premiere and you do a Drive to 1,000, you can enter extra times. Also, if you get friends, if you know, like Big Will and Flashpoint, if you mention me in your channel and you bring subscribers to my channel and they shout you out in the description, you both get extra entries as well as the person who entered the contest. So simply by bringing people to my channel, you get extra votes. So that's the prize for when I hit 1,000 subscribers. I am 467 away. So I'm a lot closer to completing my ASM run than I am getting to 1,000, but we're working our way there. So that is there. So, and I don't think you're
did you dirty Will.
Oh. Apparently he's not feeling the Bane. So, all right, that is it for today's episode. I have not scheduled episode 8 yet, which is Sabretooth, argued by Rob Worst, and Bullseye, argued by Life with Two YouTubers.
That's a good matchup.
Yeah.
That's gonna be easy for me next round, though. I'm okay with that.
a lot of the matchups were just brilliant in how they turned out. Like Daredevil versus Batman Beyond. I would have argued Batman Beyond. I would have argued in that fight that he can turn invisible, but then Daredevil can't see, physically see, so it would have been useless against it. So I love how a lot of these matchups turned out. They were just perfect. Randomized chance was very, very good to us for this season 2. So wrestler,
don't highlight him.
We'll go this way. There we go. All right, so take care, everyone. Stay tuned for episode 8 coming up here, hopefully soon. Like I said, we'll get that out here as soon as possible, and then we'll be getting it out. I will be doing a video next week here. Like I said, in my 2021 wish list, a big book, one of the bigger books I had listed on the list. So I'm excited to show you guys when that comes out. And yeah, new books come out here or there, just depending on how my videos go. So take care, everyone. Stay safe out there. We are making our way through this pandemic. Hopefully it's going to be over soon. So take care, everyone. Stay safe. And as always, happy collecting. Till next time, Mr. Comics signing off. Take care, everyone.